Hi everybody, welcome back to another video. So as you can see behind me, I have a 1972 Cheyenne Super K10. I just bought it and it was completely disassembled. The bed was off of it, the doors were off of it, everything was off of it. So I've slowly been putting it back together and finally I'm starting to film it. So today I have to weld up the radiator support. It has a little bit of rot at the bottom of it and on the battery tray, so I'm gonna weld that up and then give you guys a nice overview of the truck and see what the spec sheet is on it and all that. So enjoy. All right, so here is the radiator support. So I'm gonna take everything off. I'll take this battery tray off, the horn, these little corner support pieces, just so it's all clean. Maybe these rubber grommets and the headlights I gotta take out, and then I can start working on this right here, and then right below it. Here's a close-up of the rot in the battery tray, and then right here I'm just gonna try and create a new panel and weld it in there. Another reason why I'm doing this instead of just buying a brand new battery tray, which is like 50 bucks on LMC, and then I couldn't find this exact piece right here, but I bet if I kept looking I could find it. It'd probably be around 50 bucks also, but I'm trying to do this as cheap as possible to get it running, and then maybe in the future I'll buy a brand new radiator support and brand new battery tray and everything if I'm going to fully restore the truck. I'm just trying to get it running, so I just don't feel like it's necessary to spend a ton of money to get it running. So that's what I'm doing, and hopefully we can make it look as nice as possible, hopefully not even noticeable. And so let's get started. All right, so it's all cleaned up in here, all cut apart and ready for some fabrication. I still need to grind where I'm welding it back together, but it's pretty clean. So what I'm going to do now is fabricate a piece that's gonna, so this is what I'm going off of right here, is this. So I need to recreate something right here. It doesn't have to be exact, but something that looks nice, because there's like 1, 2, 3 holes for the fender well on the truck. So I have to make this, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to bolt the fender up, the other side of this radiator support, and everything except for this, and then I'm going to drill my holes and then secure it and weld the they're like square nuts like this right here, and then I can thread the proper bolts into there. So that's my plan. Alright, so I'm ready to start fabricating. I got this piece of scrap steel right here that I'm going to make this out of. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to get it to where it's about 1/2 inch to 3/4 inch down on here so I can weld it, and then bring it up flat, and then do the little bend lip thing that this has right here, and bring it over all the way to the end is right here, and it kind of like curves down. That I might not do the bend because I don't have any complicated bending equipment, so I'm just gonna hammer it. So I have like just a 90, no bends or nothing. I can't really do that. So that's the plan, and then I will fill this gap in after I do this piece. So that's the plan. Here we go. Alright, so I've set this up. I'm going to move this clamp around, and then I'll take this clamp off once it's tacked right here. But my goal is to get this as flush as possible, and there's a little bit of waviness to it. So I put this clamp on, and then I'll tack it on the bottom right here, and maybe tack it on the downside right here, maybe just a little bit, and fill in everything as much welding as I can. Not crazy, but enough to hold it. And so that's what it looks like at the moment. I think once it's welded, I'll try to make this curve happen. I still haven't decided exactly the method I'm going to use for that, but I'll figure it out. It looks good so far. It looks pretty factory, so yeah. Alright, so here it is installed. I still got to do this curve right here. I'm going to fill in this little gap just because it's bothering me. And then this flat piece, which will probably be super easy. Oh, and this little gap right here, I should probably fill in. So that's what I'm going to do. That's going to be the most tedious part of this whole process, but it has to be done, so I'm going to get it done. Alright, so there it is, all cleaned up. Again, it's not perfect, but it's the bottom of the radiator support, so I don't think it has to be at all perfect. It came out super nice though. It looks almost identical to the other side minus the obvious weld, but as soon as I paint it, that'll disappear. I'm gonna do some more work on these ugly welds. Yeah, maybe get a grinding wheel on the angle grinder instead of the flap disc, and then cut down some of that height on those, and I think it'll be ready for paint. I'm still waiting for it in the mail. I got some POR 15. I got a gallon of it to do this piece, the two inner fenders, and the inside on the bottom of the existing fenders. So I still have to patch the fender, and now I'm gonna work. Well, I'm not doing that in this video, but I'm gonna work on the battery box now, get that ready, and then paint. So stay tuned. Alright, so I finished it. It's not perfect. It's not the best work I've done, but it's a battery tray, so I'm not worried about it. It's definitely a lot stronger, and it's going to be a lot more functional. There's a little bit of sharp edges. I think what I'm going to do after I paint the stuff, paint it, I'm going to put some sealing caulk or whatever in these little things, all these gaps, so that it doesn't scratch the battery. So, other than that, this is done, and I'm gonna move on to painting it. So that'll be the next video. All right, so we got the radiator support done. I patched up the battery tray. They're both looking like they'll work great. So that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you on the next one.